Welcome back into this Wednesday morning edition of Tech Talk. We've got Doug, Danielle, and from Small Town Tech. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have you on, especially a little selfishly. I've got questions this morning.
Always.
Well, yeah, I normally do.
Yes.
So I don't even know how I got signed up for it, but let's say there is a popular pizza place that has been sending me 3 emails a day. How do I get it to stop? Why is it coming at me?
You signed up for junk. It's your fault.
Also pizza, though, so...
Yeah,
that part was worth it, but the emails
Right?
afterwards, not so much.
Yeah. Well, fun fact, we call this spam mail. Do you know why they call it spam mail?
No.
It actually comes from Monty Python spam
Does
sketch.
it really?
And
Wow.
spam is ubiquitous, unavoidable, and repetitive.
Nail on the head on that one.
Yep. And that's somewhere along the way, some techie gave it that name.
Love it.
Based on spam from Monty Python. But yeah, it can inundate your email to the point where you can't find the real emails from the junk, right?
So is this computer generated, or is this somebody behind a keyboard? Chris hasn't had pizza in about an hour and a half. Let's send him another one, try to
It's
get him in.
all automated. You're trying to keep ahead of the machines when you do this.
And actually, there's ways where they can tell you didn't open the email, so send another email until Chris
Until you
opens
open
the
it.
email.
Wow.
And then when you-
persistent, I'll give them that.
When
Yeah.
you do open it, we know that you opened it, so you might be interested. So now we're going to send you a few more emails.
Right. Did you click? What did you click on? Why did you click on it? Let's
So
send
now
it
let's
again.
send a few more. And thus it gets bigger and bigger. Yes.
Really popular with any retail, and and it can be really exciting at first to get all those great deals, but after a while it does fill up your inbox,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be really overwhelming when all of a sudden you have 3,000 emails and you don't
Right.
know how to get rid of them.
And you can't find the real ones. Yes.
Right.
Yes. So the short answer is when you get a junk email, you delete it, right? Or unsubscribe from that particular newsletter or discount place or whatever. But yeah, if you have, how do you prevent that in the first place, right? A lot of email programs that we use have spam filters built right into them. And, ideally, it looks at the mail coming in and says, oh, we think this is spam. And it puts it in a whole separate folder, and it puts your legitimate emails in the inbox. So then you can ignore the spam folder if you want, right? But how does it know the difference between a real email and a spam email?
I've had a lot of important emails end up in my junk folder.
Right. And the spam filters in email programs are getting better and better as technology gets better, as machine learning and artificial intelligence gets put into play. But basically, it has to learn over time the difference between what you think is junk mail and what the computer thinks is junk mail. And so some of the things that they typically look for is this mail coming from somebody that's not in your address list. You might keep some saved email addresses, and it'll say, oh, this person's not on your email address, so that might be a spam because it's coming from somebody you don't know. If there's any misspellings in it, if the content contains certain language like urgent offer, or it's really overly sales pitch.
Or
type
if it
language.
uses the word spam.
Spam, yes, right? If it has unidentifiable attachments to it. These are like red flags that the computer doing the spam filtering says, this might be not legitimate. And so it goes ahead and sidelines it. It also learns over time that everything from this particular sender is spam. So in the future, it looks at that list and says, oh, here comes something else from that one that I know is spam, so I'm going to put it into the spam folder.
So how often should I be checking my spam folder? Is it once a day? Because like you, Danielle, I've had the same issue. Is it once a week? Is it whenever I want pizza?
Well, go there for the pizza deals, but also, you don't have to open every spam message, but you might want to go in there, every few days and just scan through the titles and see, oh, this one looks legitimate, or, oh, this one's from somebody that I know. And in most programs, depending on which one you're using, there's usually just a button that you'll click to say, oh, this is not spam. And it'll move it back into your thing. And when you do that, or if it comes into your regular inbox and you say, no, this one's spam, you can mark it as spam. And each time you do that, your spam filter learns and says, okay, you told me this one was spam, so next time something comes from this person or place, I'm going to put it in the spam folder. And so the more times you do that and the more diligent you are doing that, you're kind of working hand in hand with your spam filter.
And there's a difference between spam, where someone is trying to solicit a response from you because they're trying to, it's a phishing attempt, which we've talked about before. And then there's the pizza places, or even Small Town Tech, the solicitation emails or newsletters or things that you've physically subscribed to. And so if you're not opening some of those after a while, it might be considered junk, but it's not really junk.
Right.
It's just maybe you're not interested in it anymore. And there's a really great way to get off those lists. Unsubscribe.
Right. Yep. And actually, by law, every company that sends out advertising emails has to have a means for you to unsubscribe. And sometimes it's written in very small print. But if you go onto one of those emails and go all the way to the very bottom, there'll almost always be a button that says to unsubscribe, click here. And it'll take you through a process. But by law, they're required to do that. So I would say if there's no way to unsubscribe, then it's definitely a fraudulent. So not all spam. This is how people market, and this is how we get good deals, and there's something that's legitimate. But it is something that you have to work hand in hand with your computer in order to train it.
Right.
To kick out the spam.
It's like a do not call for email, and it works.
Yeah.
Except the email works, because if you get on the do not call list,
that does not work.
It does not work.
That does not work.
Right. That's right.
Doug, Danielle, you both work. We'll bring you back next week for Tech Talk on KGHS and KSTM.
All right. Thank you.